So we're going to talk about something I call fractional thinking. Let's say I'm trying to copy this section of the image. It's useful to zoom in so that you're really just focusing on one little area at a time. And then what I want you to pay attention to is where things cross into your triangles. So, like, see, there's a major intersection happening here. There's one here, here, here. These are points that I might want to try to find. So what you're asking yourself, and you can use a ruler if you want, is like, how far down this line is this intersection? I'm going to say it's about a quarter of the way down. So I'm going to mark that intersection there. And this one here is about halfway down. And this one here is a little less than a quarter of the way up. I have wet erase markers that you can use. You can actually draw on the screens if it helps you. This intersection here is only about 1/8 of the way across here. This intersection is a little less than a quarter of the way here, and it kind of aligns with this one. This point here is sort of in the middle. You can also imagine subdividing your triangle. Like if I imagine splitting this angle, that would help me locate this point. So once you sort of have felt your way through the angles, then you start to draw the shapes. I guarantee it's not going to help you at all to think about what these things are. Like, the fact that I know how to draw trees or don't doesn't come into the equation here at all. Basically, you're just trying to understand everything you're seeing as an abstract shape. And another trick is it's really useful to look at the negative shapes created between the things you're drawing and the triangles. Like, I could just copy this negative shape without even focusing on the tree branch, and that's going to help me arrive at the right answer here. There's a negative shape along this edge, right? So I kind of know where this is. I know where that diagonal is. And you really want to take your time. Don't rush the drawing. The worst thing you can do is to rush the drawing and then say, oh, it's okay, I'll fix it when I'm painting. You're going to have a paintbrush with oil paint on it for maybe the first time in your life. You're going to be focusing then on matching the colors. You're not going to want to be thinking anymore about your drawing decisions. So whatever drawing decisions you make with the pencil, you're going to commit to them, and that's where you're going to paint. So if you do a bad job of doing the drawing, you're not going to fix it later. So this is about a quarter of the way between these two marks. So I have these two marks. I can go a quarter of the way over. And if you're not used to thinking in fractions, just get used to it. I think fractional thinking is 90% of what successful drawing is for anything. And artists are simply people that know how to talk to themselves this way about what they're seeing. And people who say they can't draw are just people who have never learned to think this way. This is like halfway between here and here, so I can make another division here. And again, I'm not thinking about what I think flowers look like. I'm just thinking about what these shapes are. Any place where there's a different color gets a different shape. This should be like doing a paint by numbers when you're done. So that's an example of one triangle. That's about the level of detail that I expect you to have. It can help you to organize your work if you actually you're free to shade a little bit with the pencil, like where things are darker in the original, you can make them darker in your drawing because you're going to be painting over that with dark paint anyway, so nobody's going to see it. And you see how putting some darks in can help you, so when you look back and forth, you know, it makes it easier for your eye to make sense of what you've drawn. Okay, so that's the end of that lesson. Hopefully that helps a little.